Alright, so quick little smell phone video. Got a lot done on this thing. So the twin turbo Ranger here. Basically, if you're not familiar, I put a turbo there. So I cut the battery tray out and had to redo all the wiring. So there's no ground terminal, no battery positive terminal. Basically what I did was I brought it all over here. So this is a wire that goes to the starter. This is the ground for my fuel pump. This one goes to fuse box. This one is for alternator. This one was originally like the 12 volt positive that went to the battery over here, but just repurposed it, brought it over here. And then I still have to add a ground, but I do have it all tested now. I did a lot of testing as I was wiring it before I loomed everything to make sure everything was going to work. I did make a mistake when I was cutting out all the old wiring in that big plug there. So I had all the wires labeled, so I knew what they were, but I completely forgot that when I did this, because it was like 3 years ago, when I originally did the swap, inside that little bundle, I forgot about this guy. So I took this like 12 volt key on power and put it over to this orange red wire and soldered heat shrunk this, and basically this was for my starter relay. So what I did was I hacked out this whole bundle, just chopped it off. I had like what I wanted labeled, kept all that, and then chopped the whole bundle out. And then when I tested everything before I loomed it, I couldn't get the starter relay to click. So I ended up spending like an hour and a half or more just troubleshooting why I couldn't get the starter to click. So I ended up pulling the whole bottom side of the fuse box out, verifying what color wires I needed, and found them. Probing with the multimeter continuity buzzer is a gem in that situation. So we figured it out and got everything all buttoned up. So this is kind of what it looks like. I still have to run the main power and ground from the battery, and I relocated the battery. I was going to put it inside the cab behind the little fold-out seat in the back, but I kind of got a little bug up my butt the other day and ended up pulling the whole bed off and building a battery rack right here. So I was going to do it originally on the driver's side, but the parking brake cable and all that junk is over there, so I just came over here, and I'll probably go over with the wiring and then forward because all the power is on that side. But either way, it shouldn't really be too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a ground probably to the body and to the frame. There is a frame ground that's actually broken under here that I'm going to fix. I don't know how really necessary that is, but if it was there, I'm going to fix it because it's broken. So basically just took some scrap steel. I had some scrap angle and some scrap flat stock. Built a little bracket there. It's all good, and then kind of painted everything because, you know, if it doesn't look rusty, then people that have never been north of like Tennessee won't complain about it when they see rust in a video. So that's kind of where we're at. I did test it with the jumper cables, and I know what I need to do now, and I did verify that everything works. I ran the positive and negative just around up to the front and connected to positive up here and then engine ground. So I'm probably going to do like engine ground to the frame and then ground it in the back, and then I'll run a big fatty probably 0 gauge welding cable because I got some of that just laying around. But that's kind of the plan. That's where we're at now. Did start it, and everything works. I just have to run the wires, but I do feel a little bit better about the relocated battery, better than in the back, because then I would have had to like drill holes through the cab, and I didn't really want to do that. So I feel like it'll be better back there. It will actually be secured by the bed, because where the bed comes down, it's in between the positive and negative posts. So it'll be secured by the bed, so I don't really have to lock it down into place. The only thing that sucks about it is I have to take the bed off. So that might be a future modification. I wanted to do like a bolt down like from the bottom. I could just unbolt it and get the battery out from the bottom, but if we have a good battery and no parasitic drain, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So that's kind of where we're at with this thing. Sorry it's taken a while, but I'm just kind of having fun with it and doing what I feel like doing, taking my time on stuff. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.